problems, first of all, you have encountered, and then secondly, what actions you will be taking to solve those problems. Your facilitator then will write on some cards and stick your points up on a brown paper, so that by the end of 30 minutes, each of the groups will have cards up on the brown paper behind the table, which we will then be able to discuss as a whole group. On page 17 of your handbook, you have a description of the activity. Your facilitators will be able to explain, and in most of the groups, translate the word if necessary, and you have just less than half an hour now until 11 o'clock. Thank you.
Get on in your conversation. Just Ali, hold the microphone near your mouth.
It was very clear, on our capabilities that not particularly.
Ali,
Now, so on the problems part, they will discussed a few problems, but overall they thought that there are only minor administrative issues in terms of cascading targets, and they don't think that at SC or school level the targets have not been understood or observed. So they thought that they are dealing with it fine. Until September they can do it.
So that's very encouraging. The targets are set and they've been accepted right through the system.
Yeah, they think that they are really acceptable. And the thing is that some action which we wrote here was basically because to continue this good work, because the targets are not yet achieved, they are clear to people down. But we have some actions here. One of them is that there are regular review meetings going on, and they think that they can continue with these meetings in the true spirit, and they should not be lax on this point was emphasized by people a lot. Under the larger head of a regular review, what we have is that in these reviews they are encouraging a contact with the community and with the particular families at the seed level or at lower levels who are not able to send their children to school due to various reasons. So this should be the main agenda of these reviews. And then they think that SLC funds are available at many places, which they are not actually being spent on small basic infrastructure needs can be met through these funds. So this is something which we have written here because we want to emphasize that review meeting, yes, but for a proper understanding and continued understanding of these targets, they should be realized and this is within the system which can be utilized.
Perfect.
And finally one point out here is that some sort of training or mentoring for those people at the tehsil or school level in terms of continued understanding of the targets and discussing the issues which are coming up at the floor level. I will write that down here, but then we'll discuss at the last second.
Thank you very much. Do you want to say anything in your view?
मसाइल के वजह से ये जो यहाँ गुफ्तगू की उसमें ज़्यादातर मौके ये रहा कि कोई ऐसा बहुत ज़्यादा मसला दिखाई नहीं दे रहा स्कूल या तहसील के लेवल पर लोग इस टारगेट को समझ नहीं सके या कोई ऐसी चीज़ मकसद यही है कि कुछ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव इशूज हैं जैसे कि कोई खास आदमी अगर आपके साथ ताउन नहीं कर रहा था किसी लेवल पर या कोई एक दो ऐसे स्कूल थे जिनसे खास मसला दिखाई दे रहा था लेकिन उनको डील किए जा रहे हैं और सितंबर तक इस काम को जारी रखा जा सकता है। जहाँ तक एक्शन का ताल्लुक है तो रिव्यू की जो अहमियत है कि मुश्किल आप प्रोग्राम को देख रहे हैं कि इसके टारगेट्स कहाँ जा रहे हैं क्या हो रहा है आप अवेलेबल हैं लोगों को तहसील लेवल पे स्कूल लेवल पे जाके आपके साथ में डिस्कस कर सकें मसाइल को। और इस रिव्यू के अंदर हमने ये देखा कि एक फैमिलीज को और कम्युनिटी के साथ कॉन्टैक्ट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है लोअर लेवल पर भी और डिस्ट्रिक्ट की सतह पर भी उसको किसी तरह से जारी रखा जाए ताकि ये लोग बच्चों को स्कूल भेज सकें। और जो स्कूल मैनेजमेंट कमेटीज के फंड जो है वो मौजूद है अगर बहुत से जगहों पर इस्तेमाल में नहीं आ रहे तो छोटी छोटी ऐसी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की किस्में हैं कि जिनको आप आसानी के साथ इन फंड्स के जरिए डील कर सकते हैं। और आखिरी पॉइंट ये एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर रोल ये भी है कि आप अपने जो लोग रिव्यू मीटिंग्स में शरीक होने के लिए आ रहे हैं एक ट्रेनिंग या मेंटरिंग भी कर सकते हैं उनसे पूछ सकते हैं कि क्या चीज़ों को अभी भी बहुत ज़्यादा वाज़ेह नहीं है क्या मसाइल हो रहे हैं आप उनको अगर हाई लेवल पर टेकअप करें या फिर और
Thank you, Shukriya. Caitlin, in your group, who's going to report? I know you had a really valuable discussion there. You can speak in English or Urdu, whichever you prefer.
The problem in executing the roadmap. The first one is the poor management skills of educational managers. We need proper training, long-term training. Because we don't have the proper training, that's why we are facing problems in the achievement of the target. Then comes low motivational level of the government servants. It can be increased by again proper training. Then there are missing facilities as well as a shortage of teachers that can be met as you have mentioned in near future. Then it will improve and we will achieve the target. Then there is mismanagement of resources. Even if we analyze the present human as well as the physical resources, these are enough. But the management of these resources is very poor. We can achieve the target by merging of the schools, by rationalization of the schools as well as the staff, teaching, non-teaching staff, and we can close those schools without enrollment or poor enrollment. In this way, we will be better able to achieve our target. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shukriya. Now, colleagues, in a few minutes there will be a break for tea. I'm sure you're pleased to hear this news. Before that, there's one thing that it's very important you do. If you turn to page 19 of the book, can everybody find page 19, please? In your handbook, page 19. Remember that tomorrow afternoon, before we finish, tomorrow afternoon you're going to write a 100 for 1st of September through to the 9th of December, 100 days, which will be your plan for implementing the roadmap. What we need to do, each section, is write down, you need to write for yourself the actions you need to take. So on this target setting section that we're finishing before the break, could you in your handbook, in the next 5 minutes, write down the actions that you think you need to take to make sure every district, every sub-district and every school has realistic and ambitious targets that if you add them all up will make your district achieve the target, and if you add all those up it will make the province achieve its target. So what actions do you need to take? Just spend 5 minutes on your own writing in the workbook, and then we'll break for tea. Thank you. So there it is over that way. It's very important that we're all back here at 11:45, and we will come and find you wherever you are and bring you back. It's very important we keep the schedule moving, so you've got half an hour for tea, and you can go to tea as soon as you finish doing your writing. We'll see you back here at 11:45, not later. Thank you very much.
Hello.
I've done training all over the world, but nobody has ever been as good at returning to their technical time as the people here. Thank you again. First thing I want to say is, you may have a mobile telephone. If you have a mobile telephone, 100% off all telephones off, so that you can pay complete attention to the agenda. So, first thing. Secondly, I want to go back over some of what we did in the previous section to set the context of this section. This part, you can turn the slide back one. No. Sorry, what the agenda that you have. Morning agenda. There, thank you. So you see this morning we talked about targets and goals. We talked about the goals for the whole of Punjab. We talked about the goals for each district. We talked about the challenge of sharing those goals for each markaz, each district. In this section, we're going to talk about the role of the executive district officer, your role. How does your role need to change to go from what you used to do to what is needed to make sure that the roadmap goals, targets and objectives are delivered? So that's the first thing. I'm going to ask Sarah just to translate that briefly, and then I'll come back.
जल्दी से सब कह रहे हैं कि पिछली जो ट्रेनिंग थी, पिछला मॉड्यूल, उसका मकसद ये था कि आप ये बात करें कि टारगेट्स और गोल्स जो आपको डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे मिले हैं वो आप अपनी तहसीलों को किस तरह पहुंचाएं।